Hi everyone, it's Justin Cowan at Creekside Sound. I mentioned in my first video that I was going to try and start doing some gear videos just to showcase some of the equipment that we have here at the studio. So this is, I guess, gear video number one. I thought I'd start with something that we use a lot here at the studio, and when I first started recording, I was mainly recording bass tracks for people. Then shortly after that I started recording vocal overdubs. So when I started doing that, I decided that I was going to need, a good quality vocal microphone. So I started doing some research on something that wasn't going to completely break the bank, but was also, a professional quality sounding microphone. And I came across a microphone that in and of itself wasn't the best microphone, but with some modification became a very good high quality microphone. So that is the Apex 460 with the Advanced Audio mod. So Advanced Audio is a company started by a guy named Dave Thomas in Western Canada, and he started by modifying these Apex 460s. And this modification in particular is kind of aimed at the old C12 microphone. So it kind of takes after that, and I'll show you the microphone. This is what it is. It's nothing too fancy. It's got some weight to it, but when you buy it as the Apex 460, it sounds pretty harsh. It's got a really harsh and grainy top end, so much so that I really wouldn't have used it on anything, but thankfully I bought it for the modification. I bought it used. I think I only paid about $100 for it Canadian on the used market, and it came with the microphone, the power supply, the shock mount, the 7-pin XLR, even a little leather case for the microphone itself. Now, most of the time when you buy these, they will come with a hard shell case as well, because when you buy the microphone, it comes with one. Unfortunately, the person before me had lost this one, so I repurposed an old case that I had for it. So I now have a case, but yeah, I think I paid around $100. You see them quite frequently around $150 on the used market. So I intentionally bought it for the purpose of modifying, so I wasn't that upset when it really didn't sound that great on its own. So Advanced Audio is a company that, like I said, started based on modifying these, and now has umpteen number of microphones of their own models, and they're actually still making basically this microphone, only rebranding it as the Advanced Audio CM12se, and that retails, I think, somewhere around the $900 US mark. And it's a very good sounding microphone. One thing that it does come with, it comes with a nicer box, and you get a lot nicer shock mount. I'm still using the Apex one. It's on my list of things to buy, is to upgrade to the newer shock mount, hopefully soon, if my wife gets this far in the video. Hint, hint. But anyway, it's something that I'll get to eventually, but it really hasn't hindered me so far. So anyway, the modification of this microphone basically involves gutting the thing. So it replaces the capsule, the tube, the transformer. A lot of the circuitry gets changed, even some of the circuitry in the power supply itself. Now, it sounds complicated. It's really not. It comes with, or I believe maybe they email you when you buy the modification kit, which, by the way, I'll include a link to in the description if you're interested in doing this yourself or finding out more. But I believe maybe when you order it, they email you either that or it comes as a piece of paper in the kit, but an instruction sheet as to how to do the modification. And it sounds a lot more difficult than it actually is. It was my first time even dealing with soldering on circuit boards. I've done lots of cables and that kind of thing, but never anything with a circuit board. And actually the hardest part of modifying this to me was the new transformer sits down here in a little almost like a bell, and packaging that up so it all fit inside that was probably the hardest part. Now, I did this probably 3 or 4 years ago now, so it's been a while, but that was probably the most difficult part of the whole thing. It walks you right through what resistors and capacitors and diodes you're replacing or removing, and how to deal with the capsule and all that soldering, and so it really does a good job at walking you through it. And they're also pretty good on their customer support side too, if you did have any questions. But anyway, like I said, I just wanted to kind of walk you through or let you have a look at this particular piece of gear. I'll do more on other gear. If you want to hear how this sounds, if you check out my social media and go back through different recordings that I posted, if you hear a female vocal, there's a couple I can think of that weren't, but chances are you're going to hear this microphone. I actually recently did a shootout with another advanced audio microphone, a CM12se, which is modeled after the old vintage U47, and this actually took the cake on a female vocal. This running through my AML 1073 preamp. So a very good sounding microphone. I use it primarily on vocals, female vocals in particular. I've also used it on outside kick. Very good at that. Sounds really good on acoustic guitar as well. I tend not to use it there just because I love using my space pair of Audio-Technica 4033s. I don't know what it is about that. I love that on acoustic guitar, so I tend not to use this there, but I have, and it still does sound great. It has a very thick and full low end, and a very nice and smooth top end. A far cry from what it was when it was in its former life as an Apex 460. This top end is completely smoothed out, and it's very nice and detailed, but a nice smooth top end. So like I said, feel free to check out my social media pages. You can hear it in action. If you have any questions or comments about it, feel free to let me know. I will let you know I'm not sponsored in any way by Advanced Audio. They are not paying me to do this. They don't even know I'm doing this. So it's just me talking about a microphone that I really like and I use a lot. And so if you have any questions, like I said, feel free, reach out, comment, subscribe if you like what you're seeing. And I'm hoping to do more of this. I'll probably talk about some of my basses that are behind me, as that's kind of what got everything started. I'd like to cover them. Other microphones, outboard gear. We'll get around the studio and take a look at some more gear. But for now, thanks for watching. Again, subscribe, and thank you for watching.